Hey guys, my name is Sarah Jane. I am a consciousness developer and a channel for divine energy, and I love to do card readings. So I'm sure that's why you're here. So today's just going to be like a general, right? I'm just going to connect with my higher self, pull through some messages, and I do want to tell you before we begin, when I channel directly from my higher self. So your higher self, if you're showing up to watch the video, is in communication with my higher self in an effort to bring through messages for you. So in other words, the messages that I'm giving you, you already know on a very, very deep level, right? Because they're coming from your higher self. So I am just here to provide encouragement and support and clarity to keep us moving in the right direction. Okay, so let's see what we got going on. All right, higher self. Number 10, compassion. Compassion. I'm going to pull a few just to get us rolling. Compassion. 26, sacred journey. Interesting. I feel like this is a really important lifetime for you. I feel like this is a really important lifetime for you. 34, unconditional love. Okay, so we have compassion, sacred journey, and unconditional love. I almost feel like are you hard on yourself? I feel like maybe being a little bit more compassionate for yourself. Remember, how we treat others is a reflection of how we treat ourselves. So, we come down here and we go through the veil of forgetfulness and we don't remember anything. We're trying to navigate from a perspective that is very limited, right? Sometimes that can make life very, very difficult. We don't know what we're doing, we don't know where we're going. And then on top of it, there's a bunch of structures, right, that tell us to stop, stand still, we're not worth it, we're not good enough. So it becomes a whole ball game down here, right? I mean, you are in the middle of a ball game when you're here on earth. We're going to dive into this compassion card a little bit more, but I feel like you need to have some compassion for yourself, right? Like so many times we go, 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 and we forget. We were so focused on where we're going that we forget to look at where we've been and how far we've already come. And that's really important, right? Because that's kind of something you have in your tool belt that you can pull out and you can use to your advantage. Like, wait a minute, I have come really far. Wait a minute, I did pick myself up over and over and over again, right? And sometimes you have to hug yourself. You have to offer that love to yourself. And then as well to other people, if you're dealing with somebody that is not treating you fairly, we'll dive in and get some clarification cards. But you have to rise above it, right? This person's treating you poorly, becomes your responsibility to step back and say, hey, you know what? This person's hurt and I need to observe and move accordingly. Then we have sacred journey. This is really, really exciting. I'm noticing also there's a snake in this. It makes me think of Kundalini awakening, right? There's a lot of people that are here at this time that are here for very specific missions, right? To help elevate the vibration of the world, to help lift everybody up, to bring another truth out to the collective. And then we have unconditional love, which is kind of interesting because we have the compassion here. Okay, so if you're dealing with somebody else and they're maybe being difficult to deal with at this time, you have to understand that everybody is on their own journey. Okay? Everybody is on their own journey. It is not your responsibility to pick anybody up if they don't want to be picked up. It's not your responsibility to chase after anybody, right? If they don't want to stand there and hold a conversation. It's not your responsibility to make sure that somebody comes along with you on your journey. It's your responsibility to make sure that you are observing and moving accordingly in a fashion that's healthy for you, right? Especially when it comes to navigating these relationships around you. So let's dive in a little bit. Let's see. All right, tell me about this compassion. Oh, goodness. Tell me about this compassion. Oh, the Hanged Man. A couple other ones came out, but I just put them back in the deck. If they're meant to come out, they will. We have the Hanged Man, but we have the Hanged Man in reverse. Meaning, if you're feeling stuck in any way, pick another perspective, a perspective that involves compassion, right? A perspective that involves love. Make space for love to come in, regardless of the situation, whether it be with yourself, whether it be with somebody else. We're in this Hanged Man position, but coming out in reverse means if you want to come out of whatever position you're in, you have to bring compassion into the scenario, right? You have to bring some love into the scenario. And I really kind of feel like the people in our lives, now I have a slightly different belief structure than most people. I've undergone a very thorough ascension process, which means I've let go of an old belief structure and I've implemented a new one. So I believe our reality is our subconscious mind. So the relationships in your life are the most deeply wounded areas within yourself. So take a look at the people that you're indefinitely connected to and where do they trigger you? If you're willing to do this work, you will excel exponentially. But if you continue looking at the other person saying they are the problem, they need to change, then there's no space for unconditional love in that. That's conditioned love, right? And as you treat another is how you're going to be treated. So if you don't leave that space for somebody else, if you don't move with compassion toward other people, even if they're irritating the heck out of you, right? But if you don't move from love, if you don't move from compassion, then you're going to continue attracting what you're putting out. So if you're judging this person because of the situation they're in or the decisions they're making, then expect to be judged, right? I feel like with this compassion and this hangman coming out in reverse, I almost feel like I went off on this tangent. I almost feel like what I'm saying, you already got though. Like I feel like you're putting that together, like you're beginning to see what reality is and how you can use it to move in a healthy fashion for yourself. Tell me about sacred journey. Yeah, 8 of Cups, moving forward, having a lot of the things that you need and being in a good spot, but you're also kind of like, I love where I'm at, but I know there's more. I know there's more. And that's what this sacred journey is, right? And the sacred journey is a 26, which is also an 8. So we have 2 8s here, right? And 8 plus 8 is 7. So it's life mission, inner wisdom, gut instinct, right? You have to follow that if you plan on finding abundance, right? So you are on this journey that is going to be different from everybody else's. It's going to be tailored and designed to help you stretch, to help you step outside of the conditional way of thinking we've been taught and find a new way of doing things, right? Tell me about this unconditional love. Oh, that popped right away. Interesting. Justice. We got the Justice card. Let's clarify that. Clarify the justice card. Ooh, and it flew on the ground. Oh, death. Wow, death with the justice and the unconditional. Wow, you are moving. You are moving. There is an old way of thinking that you have decided to do away with. How interesting. And I feel like with this justice card, you're right on time. I also feel like you may be tested a little bit, right? And you're going to be tested to see, with this justice card, you're going to be tested to see, did you put an end to the old way of thinking about love? Here's unconditional love, right? We've been taught and programmed to move from conditioned love, right? If somebody doesn't do exactly what we want them to do, then sometimes we get frustrated about it. Even if it's, something that's good for them and they don't move, we get frustrated. We're like, well, why wouldn't you do this, right? But that's not unconditional love. Conditioned love. We have to get to a point where we detach enough to say, this is my advice. I'm going to love you no matter what you do. Doesn't matter. I love you for being alive. I love you for being a human, right? I might not always agree, but that doesn't change the amount of love that I have for you, right? And so with this death card and this justice coming out, you're being tested in that realm. So I feel like there are people that are pressing your buttons right now, but this is really good because they're pushing you on to this journey, right? They're pushing you in a direction that you need to go. This whole, whatever circumstance you're up against right now, it's pushing you. You're being pushed. You're being pushed out of your comfort zone with this hangman in reverse and compassion. Like, I feel like, I don't know if somebody's done something to you or, I don't know what the circumstance is. It's going to be different for everybody, but somebody's done something where like they put you at a crossroads, I feel like, where you're like, okay, well, if I'm upset about this, who is that hurting? Me, right? So I have to be compassionate. I have to understand that they're moving from a certain state of consciousness. And that's okay, right? That's where that unconditional love comes in. That's okay. I can still love them, even though we don't see eye to eye, right? And then observe and move accordingly. 8 of Cups. Why? Because this is your journey and it's tailored to you. So there are going to be circumstances that test you. You're being tested right now. You're being tested. Can you be compassionate? Or are you going to keep staying stuck in this wheel, right? Nobody wants to be stuck in this wheel. We got to go. That's stuff to do, right? So you're being tested right now. How interesting. Okay. Let's see. Let's dive in a little bit more on what you're being tested on. Look at this. This card literally just flipped. Queen of Swords. Decision time. I'm going to put it back in the deck if it's meant to come out, it will. Tell me, what are we being tested on? Let's find out more. Oh, 6 of Wands. Commitment. We are being tested on our commitment. We are being tested. I feel like with the 6 of Wands, I feel like you've hit another level of some sort. You're not quite as stuck as you used to be. I feel like you're getting how this works now, and that's something to celebrate. That's something you're being recognized for. I feel like there are people that are supporting you, even if it's, 2 or 3 people. You have people that authentically want to see you excel and succeed. Oh, also because of wands, right? So even though some people that you have in your reality, you might be like, they don't care about me. But when you connect with their higher self, sometimes we've asked people to play certain roles, even though they're very difficult roles, but we've asked them to play roles in order to get us to push ourselves out of the comfort zone. So know that these people support you from a higher perspective. Okay. It's very important for you to understand you have so much support, so much support. And this compassion card is a 10, right? Which is a new beginning. With this 6 of Wands, there's something that we're celebrating here. My alarm's going off. I got to get it real quick. Otherwise, it's going to keep going. Sorry, guys. I would normally never get up in the middle of a read, but it would just keep going. By the way, my alarm clock says take a deep breath. All right. So I feel like get outside as much as you can get outside right now. Keep following your instincts, right? I think you're moving out of this stuck position. The decisions that you're making, like I feel like you've been being tested for a while now with this death card here. Like you've been doing this for a while. You've been being tested over and over and over again, and you're getting it now. You're getting good at it. Like it's becoming a natural part as to how you move. Like you understand now. Okay, people move from a conditioned mindset, and it's not your job to rescue anybody, right? In fact, a lot of times you can prohibit their growth by rescuing them. So you're being recognized. You're being recognized with the 6 of Wands. And I also feel like it's really important to tell you that even though sometimes we have issues with people down here, from a higher perspective, their higher selves, like we're just down here playing roles, right? And so even though it may be difficult, connect with your higher self, connect with their higher self, and you'll find that they want you to move in a fashion that is healthy for you. So if it's not healthy for this person to be around, then they have agreed to play the role of that person that needs to overstep your boundaries in order to get you to say, I'm done, right? I deserve healthy boundaries. And so you're being noticed for this because this is what you've been doing. You're taking yourself out of this stuck hangman position. You're having compassion for others. And as you have compassion for others, you're having compassion for yourself. And so it's just taking you in this direction of beautiful forward movement. And I'm loving it, right? Okay, so 8 of Cups, sacred journey. Tell me about this 8 of Cups, sacred journey. Oh, Knight of Swords did come out in reverse. Let's see. Knight to me is all about something coming in, quick movement, being ready and prepared. And Swords is being decisive or having thoughts. I feel like there are things that you can't see right now, and you're like really following that instinct. You're really following that gut instinct. That's another thing I want to acknowledge you for. That's another thing you're being celebrated for with this 6 of Wands here. Because swords can be all about being decisive and being clear, making decisions, can also be thoughts, right? The Knight is taken action, is with the Page is like preparation, and the Knight is like on the way. So there's thoughts that you're having and there's decisions that you're making that symbolize you supporting this inner instinct that there's something bigger going on, right? Sacred journey. This life is not just like, oh, I'm born and I get a 9 to 5 and, la la la, and then game over. It's much bigger than that. It can be much bigger than that. And so in order to do that though, it takes a lot of anchoring faith. And I heard somebody say the other day, I think it was Kay Moon. If any of you are interested in checking her out, check her out. She's a fantastic astrologer and twin flames she works with, and she's just a beautiful soul. And she was talking about how faith is not a feeling, but it is a muscle, right? And how true is that? It's not a feeling, it's a muscle. And it has to be exercised over and over and over again. And so right now you're following these instincts, you're following these thoughts, and you're like, am I in the right direction? And I want to tell you yes. I want to tell you yes. You have to move. You can't stay where you're at. It's not going to work, right? You're in a spot where you're like, I like where I'm at. I could choose to stay here, but there's a part of me that knows there's more out there for me if I make the decision that I want to go get it. And you've made that decision. You're going to get it, baby. And you're being recognized for that. Okay, tell me about this unconditional love. Oh, they're flying around today. Oh, guys, you can't make it up. What did we have, right? Unconditional love, justice card, death card. Been doing this for a long time where you have been tested. Tested. Guess what just came out? Justice, right? You got the justice over here. I feel like there's been things that you've been closing out, right? Things that you've been healing, things that you've been expanding from. And so in this case, coming out between the unconditional love and the death, the justice card is the test. You're being tested multiple times. But once you come to a point where you've been tested and tested and tested, and you've passed and you're getting it, and you're now reprogramming the mind and you're understanding how this game works down here. Boom. Justice. Everything you've been looking for surfaces, shows up, right? So having two justices on the board here, for me, feels very exciting. I'm going to dive in a little bit more, but like I feel really excited about this. I'm like, boom, something's here. Something is here. All right. Tell me about this 6 of Wands. Ooh. Okay. So compassion, loving yourself. Hanged man, that's the only way to get out of being stuck. And you've been doing that. You're being recognized for that, right? And then to clarify, we have the 9 of growth. The spade to me is all about growth, right? And this is 9. 9 to me is all about having been through chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here I am at chapter 9, still standing. I wanted to give up at chapter 5, but here I am at chapter 9. I'm still standing and I'm bad, right? Like I'm ready for this. I know what I'm doing now. 2, also in growth. 2, relationships, partnerships, friendships. But the most important relationship you will ever have is the relationship with you. You are the most important relationship in your life. How do you feel about yourself? What is your relationship with yourself? I promise you, every other relationship in your reality is going to reflect the relationship you have with yourself. So this is a game about self-growth. So 9 is finally being at a chapter where it's like, wow, getting ready to close something out. Finally at a spot where you're like, oh, I am not who I was a few years ago, right? I'm becoming a whole entire new person. I don't even recognize myself anymore. That's the energies I'm picking up from this, right? And this is really good with this 10 here, the compassion card. I mean, you're really learning this game down here, and you're unstucking yourself, right? You're unstucking yourself, and you're celebrate that. Celebrate that. Look at all the work that you've done. I mean, you are like magical. I don't know why I'm like bang like sheep. I feel like Jesus energy is here right now. I do channel a lot of the ascended masters, and I don't know what life was like before I started channeling, huh? And you're going to hear a whole bunch of different stuff on channeling. For me, channeling is just connecting with those different aspects of yourself, right? I believe we're multidimensional. We have different pieces of ourselves all over. To channel is to be able to connect with the perspective of those other aspects, right? You are a part of Jesus or whatever your belief structure is, but I believe that energy is real. And What other ascended masters? I mean, there's so many. Buddha, Mary Magdalene, and I'm not a big religious person, obviously, but I believe the energies. I do, and they're all a part of you. What is the universe? It is you. It is you, my friend. So let's dive into this Knight of Swords. Sacred journey. Tell me about this Knight of Swords. About this Knight of Swords. Oh, guys, they never fly off like this. When things dive off, to me, it means that we're diving in, like right now, in the moment. And we got two of them. Oh, I love it. Okay. So you have Three of Hearts, right? We have this sacred journey, this Eight of Cups, continuing to move forward, right? This Knight of Swords, following that inner instinct to move forward, having these thoughts that just, you can't settle. You just can't settle here, right? You know that there's something bigger. Three of Hearts. One, leadership. Two, partnership. Three, you have a team. Three, you are co-creating with the universe, right? And of hearts, your heart is a portal. Did you know that? Your heart is a portal. You can go into your heart chakra and take you to another realm. You can hack into your mind and take yourself somewhere beautiful. And Three of Hearts is just co-creating, following that inner instinct of that higher guidance system. And then boom, Two of Diamonds. Now, what did I say two was? Relationship with self. Relationship with self. Two of Diamonds here in this world, in this reality. How do you feel about yourself, right? Are you in touch with that higher essence? Are you in touch with that higher self? Do you invite that guidance system in to work with you? Right? You know that something else is going on. You know that whatever plan you've planned for yourself is much bigger than the structure tells you anyway, right? You're feeling these thoughts. You have these feelings. You know there's somewhere else to go. So who's sending those feelings to you? Your guidance system. Call that in every day. I wake up and I always say, I ask my guidance system to work the way it was intended to work, right? I ask my guidance system to work the way it was intended to work. I ask my higher self to guide and inspire me, right? Bring those energies in. They are here and they are helping you to become the best version of yourself. They're helping you to accomplish what you're down here to accomplish. All right, let's move it on over to this unconditional love, justice, death, and justice. Tell me about this. Oh, guys. Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts. It's funny because unconditional love is all about that heart chakra, right? Really opening up that love. Really saying, you know what? I don't care what you wear, what you look like, what you do. I might not be able to be around you all the time, but I still love you. Just because you're human. You're human. Every human deserves love. As you love another, you love yourself, right? And so you're being tested right now as to what you're going to do with some of the relationships in your life. And you have to remember when you're navigating these relationships, you've played a role as these people, right? So you can only hope that if you were bitter, somebody would pray for you rather than spit fire back, right? Don't spit fire back. That's why this death card's here. You're putting an end to the old way of doing things. You're hopping off that cycle, right? And this is bringing you beautiful things with this second justice card. What kind of beautiful things? You're becoming the person you want to become, right? You're healing those wounds. Your reality is showing it. Who you are is showing it. And it doesn't really matter if anybody else feels it. You feel it. You feel it. That's what's important right now. You feel it. You know that this is a part of your work. All right, get one last one for Oh, God. Okay, Joker. Joker is, to me, is all about new beginnings. A lot of times I hear, this is not a joke. And I feel like they say that funny, right? Because it's like, this is not a joke, but it is a joke, but it's not a joke. You know what I'm saying? This is real. You following your instincts, that's real. If you've been looking for a confirmation, I'm here. I'm it. This is your confirmation, right? I feel like also keep an eye out for birds. Birds are very symbolic. This is also a red bird. This isn't a cardinal, but you could keep an eye out for cardinals, I feel like. Stay very grounded. If you can get outside and in touch with nature, do so. I feel like something is on its way with this Joker card. And then you have, right, okay, because this second Justice is coming out. I'm telling you, something's on its way. I got that feeling from this Justice card. You're being tested. And as long as you overcome this test, which you are / will, something big is coming in for you, right? And then to clarify that came out the Queen of Hearts and the Joker card. This is something really big, but they're not quite disclosing it. 2 cards also fell out. Look at this, 88. 88. 8 of growth and 8 of hearts, emotion. So, okay, use perspective to your advantage. I feel like I'm seeing the 8 be flipped on its side, like binoculars. So play with perspective. Sometimes you have to play with perspective. If somebody's, I don't know why I keep going back to, I feel like there's a discrepancy going on. I don't know how that's going to resonate to you, but if there's any type of discrepancy going on within or without, use perspective to your advantage, right? Take the binoculars, flip them on their side, and we go through the veil of forgetfulness. This can become difficult, and it's not that it's an excuse. Either way, you have to observe and move accordingly, but it helps you rather than seeing things from the same perspective you've been looking, where you're walking around in circles. We can't do that anymore. We have to hop off that wheel and we have to move forward. So use perspective to your advantage for sure. Okay. That's going to help you to grow. It's going to help you to excel to where you're trying to go, which is this abundant emotional space that you're trying to create for yourself. Right? So that's here. That having these on the board, 88, which also again breaks down to a 16, which is a 7. It's a part of your birthright to live an abundant, fruitful life. It's here. It's on the board. It's already in your blueprint. You just have to make the decision that that's the timeline you're going to match to. Right? So this is like really good. But I feel like I keep wanting to go back to that. Faith is a muscle, not a feeling. That's what I keep wanting to go back to. Faith is a muscle, not a feeling. So you're going to be tested. All right, let's just get 2 advice cards. Oh. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Love that. I feel like you're learning how to have compassion for yourself. And sometimes the people in your life may trigger that awareness, and by being compassionate toward them, you're being compassionate toward yourself. That's really important, right? And what's happening is it's helping to build your confidence. It's helping to build your strength. Yeah. Like, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. I do daily affirmations. If you're interested in checking that out on my other YouTube channel, shoot me an email at the address listed below and I'll add you to the daily affirmation list. You get an affirmation every day. It's just a quick video, 30 30, 40, 50 seconds, something short, but it's an affirmation that you can take with you for the day. I feel like that's really important here. Confidence is your key to success. You have to commit to yourself, commit to this path, commit to what you're doing wholeheartedly, wholeheartedly. Not like, yeah, no, this is the direction I'm going. This is the direction I'm going. You see that vibrational difference? You have to show up to the table with that. Know that you're supported. New moon in Leo, new moon, done with the past, new, bringing in the new, right? New moon, confidence is key. Then we have hold your vision. Hold your vision. This is really, really important. You have to continue being clear, right? You're being tested a little bit here and there, and you have to hold your vision. I feel like some type of graduation, right? Some type of step up, some big change has just happened for you. Maybe internally, maybe externally. I kind of feel in life, like, I don't know, like, I feel like changing up a room, or finally making a decision about a job, or clearing out a relationship, or cutting out an old habit. Something has happened that it's kind of like, oh, and like, so I hold your vision. Hold your vision, my friend. Okay? You are supported in this. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. Stabilize and hold your vision. Okay? And then, oh, look, that's so funny. Okay. And then look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. I'm telling you, with these 88s on the board, I feel like perspective is a big thing right now, right? And that's your responsibility to play with perspective. Look at the bigger picture. Sometimes things take time. And also, when you're working with the universe, this involves other people. Other people are watching you, and you're encouraging and inspiring other people. Do you know how much it takes to make sure that you're at this right spot at the right time as that person, so that you guys can collaborate and, or make sure that you're in the right room having the right conversation, like, oh, I want to do this and this. And then it's like, oh, well, I just did this and this. And then boom, so that's how miracles happen. Okay, so you have to look at the bigger picture here. There's something much bigger going on than like just you. You are intertwined with everybody else in the world. We are all interconnected, right? So you have to look at the bigger picture. In the meantime, you're down here experiencing life. You're tasting, you're touching, you're smelling, you're running, you're dancing, and these are all incredible things, right? So keep your vibration high. Keep your eye on the bigger picture, right? Hold your vision. Might be a little wobbly. That's okay. Continue moving forward. I feel like there might be a point where you're like, am I doing the right thing? Yes. Yes, you are, my friend. Yes, you are. Okay? Confidence is your key to success. Be confident. Yes, you are doing the right thing, right? I think it was Henry Ford he said he wanted a V8 put in the car, and they were like, can't be done. And he was like, can be done, can't be done, can be done, can't be done, get it done. Right? And after years of going back and forth and back and forth, lo and behold, it was done. But they called him crazy, right? And every time they went back, we can't be done, sir. Yes, it can. Get to work. Can't be done, sir. Yes, it can. Get to work. What did he do? He held his vision, right? Look at the bigger picture. Some beautiful things are happening here, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Whatever you're being tested on right now, hang in there, hold your vision, bring in the confidence, know that you're loved and supported without limitation. Okay? Call in that guidance system, call in your higher self, work with it every day. Right? You're moving in the right direction and things are good. One step at a time, and we're all in it together. So thank you so much for loving and supporting me while I love and support you. And let's see, what's today I'm losing track of my days. Tuesday. So I will see you Thursday for another general read. And if you're interested in any other readings, all my information is below. Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.